I was talking to some of my girlfriends about this the other day, and I'm afraid I'm not my type's type. Like, the guys that I like, I don't think I'm their type, which is just so unfortunate for me.
Honestly, if this is based on looks, then you might need to lower your standards a bit. If it's based on the big things that matter to you, then don't settle. If it falls somewhere in the middle, then open your mind a little bit to something different. You might be pleasantly surprised.
I need to know what goes on in men's brains because we needed soy sauce and my husband was like, oh, let me order some. What is this? We are two people. This is a gallon of soy sauce.
I'm gonna tell you a little secret about men if you want the man in your life to help you out. When that man helps you out, do not complain about it because here he is. You needed soy sauce and he got the soy sauce. It is a huge mistake to complain about how he got it and what exactly he got. As long as it was soy sauce, it is what you asked for. He solved the problem. But look, for the sake of argument, let's dive into it for a second. These are 3 reasons why he ended up getting that soy sauce. Number 1, when you're ordering groceries online or you're on Amazon, you may not realize how much product it really is because it's just a little tiny picture of it. 2, it's a cost savings. It's less money per ounce. You should appreciate your thrifty man. And 3, he doesn't have the opportunity cost next time of having to buy more soy sauce. Like, you guys are set, and that soy sauce, it does not expire. That stuff stays good forever. There are so many women out there that would actually appreciate this effort. They're even entering the comments, which is hilarious because they're asking if this woman wants to divorce her husband, that they will take him.
Red flag behavior if a guy is fixated on body count. Woman's past history actually has nothing to do with loyalty, commitment, trust. The guy is hardcore fixated on body count. That typically indicates there's insecurity, wanting to be in control, and outdated beliefs. And none of that actually contributes or makes for a healthy long-term relationship. Whereas confident and emotionally mature men care about who you are now and not what was going on in your past.
I'm just here to say that it is okay for a guy to care about this. And while I don't really know exactly what she means by hardcore fixated, I do think it's okay for a man to stop the progression of a relationship if he finds out this woman is not holding herself to the same standards that he holds himself to. But I think in general that people that have this standard are pretty reasonable. They just don't want to be somebody that like has under 10 partners and they find out that the person that they're interested in with has like 100. Like, I think that we need to agree that that's reasonable. I think that's even reasonable if it was somebody that had over 30. The person that has under 10 might not be okay with somebody that has over 30. That is okay.
My husband's working really late tonight, and I made this, and he's about to walk through the door and find me eating it.
What is going on in here? It's a Monday night. This is ridiculous. How many mashed potatoes is this?
There you go. 2.5 boxes worth of mashed potatoes. Would you like a dino nugget?
Unacceptable.
I saved you some.
Yeah, I'll help you eat it.
Oh. Eat your dino nugget.
I'm actually pretty proud of you for this. This isn't so bad.
This is one of the best things that I've seen in a while because that woman is just being her goofy self. And even though her husband is being slightly stoic, you can just tell that he loves it. And the bottom line reason for that is because she is happy. Like, you can just tell that she is happy because her man worked late and she was not upset at him when he walked in the door. She was just doing her own thing. Tell me I'm wrong, guys.
So here's a map of registered offenders in Los Angeles. All these individual little dots. I'm going to randomly click on one and you get $1 million if you accurately guess the gender. You wouldn't take those chances in a hypothetical situation, so women aren't going to take those chances in real life. For women, it is all men until proven otherwise. While women can be on this list, and it's possible, it's not as probable. And that's the point here. If the small percentage of women who do it upset you, then why wouldn't the large percentage of men who do it upset you too? Because you're not an advocate against us, you're an advocate against women. And that's exactly what makes you good guys so dangerous.
You really want to know why men are sick of hearing this message? It is because you said, quote, why wouldn't the large percentage of men upset you too? When men know, you know, we all know that it is not the majority of men. Even when you run the numbers, look, I did a quick Google search and you guys can check me on this, but I found that there are 750,000 offenders in the US. Let's say about 75% of them are male because apparently Google says 25% are female. For a grand total of 562,000, The total male population is 165 million. When you do the math, that is 0.34% of males. So I think it becomes pretty clear that this message is purely to demonize men and doesn't really have anything to do with keeping women safe.
Let's say the number is 1 million. Let's say it's 2 million. Let's go up to 5. Let's say 10. For this, numbers are grossly underreported. Women just ain't speaking. 10 million. You're looking at somewhere around, what, 6%? Let's double that number and say 20%. You're probably looking around somewhere around 12, 15% of the population. You're telling me 80% of men, 85%, you're telling me 95% of men could be good? And you're talking about they have to be responsible for the 5%? For the 12, 15% of men? All right. All right.
What happened to men pursuing girls? When was the pivotal moment that a man chose to not go after a girl anymore or put in any effort? It seems like guys can just put the bare minimum and not even really put in effort anymore. They don't really care to. Or they're like, why don't girls just go and make the first move and make the effort? When did it become a thing? Now it's like role reversal where they expect girls to be making the first moves, yearning for a guy and chasing him. That is, I feel like, the downfall of why it's so hard to meet someone, because men don't put in effort anymore or don't care to put in effort. And a relationship won't work unless the guy likes the girl just a tiny little bit more. He has to like her just the tiniest bit more for it to work in the long haul. So it would make sense if a guy really wanted to get to know you, that he would go leaps and bounds to get to know you. And when did that shift?
Because if a man persisted like that in today's dating world, he would at the very least be called a creep. And at the worst, he'd be going to jail. That is the reality that a lot of men face. So that in combination with the fact that women are not really reciprocating effort and they're not treating men very well right now, there is a large group of men that are saying that it's just not worth it. And they would say that women have asked for it. They have asked men to leave them alone. So guess what, ladies? They're leaving you alone.
I saw a girl on here say that when you have a good man, you're going to be in that kitchen and you're going to like it. And I could not agree more, because I was such a no, he can make his own food. No, I'm not going to get up at 3, 4 in the morning and make lunches. I'm not going to do that. And now that I have a good man, now that I'm being taken care of, yes, sir, expeditiously. Oh, your grandma used to make carne guisada and homemade tortillas, and that was your favorite thing? Cool, I'm gonna learn to make carne guisada and homemade tortillas. It's that simple. I hate dishes. I absolutely hate the dishes. Now, you need me to wash the dishes? I'll do you one better. I'll deep clean the sink afterwards too.
This is the sort of energy that men love, and it's not because they want to oppress women by keeping them in the kitchen. It doesn't even need to be cooking. It could be literally anything that supports him. Men just desire their lady to want to do things for him in reciprocation for everything that he does for her.
Women usually cheat for 2 reasons: because there's a lack of emotional availability from their partner, or the obvious other reason. So which one of those do you fall into? I think the audience would probably guess both, but that's just my guess.
The reason why men and a lot of women do not like this video is because it sounds like you're justifying cheating. There's 3 really important takeaways that I think everyone should get from this video. Number 1, someone not showing up in your relationship the way that you want them to show up does not mean that they're making you cheat on them. There's actually a lot of other options you have. 2, there is a double standard here, because more people are willing to listen to women saying that this is why they cheated versus a man saying why they cheated. Lastly, number 3, guys, if a woman has cheated in her past and this is the way she's speaking, she's justifying, she is giving reasons, run. Just run. It is a walking, blaring red flag. She has not learned from it. She will continue it into her future. Trust me, you don't want to be part of that future. This is what men are talking about when women that make bad choices are unwilling to take any accountability. This is such a good example because she's upset at her ex-boyfriend who lured her out of her good marriage for cheating on her. When, correct me if I'm wrong, you did the same exact thing to your ex-husband. Maybe there's some nuances here. Maybe she didn't get physical with her ex-boyfriend when she was still in the marriage with her husband, but you were at the very least emotionally cheating on him. Because if you weren't, you wouldn't have been able to be lured. So one, you did the same exact thing to a man that you are now trying to gain sympathy from a man doing to you. Two, we all know that there's a double standard here, because if a man came on here telling the same story, there would be zero sympathy. And three, this is as old as a story as it gets. You thought the grass would be greener and it wasn't. That's on you. That is completely all 100% your fault. And I don't think there's any greater ending. Like, the real winner here is obviously the ex-husband.
Okay, so I have a question for all the women whose husbands golf. Why aren't we just golfing with them? And when I say golfing with them, I don't mean actually hitting the ball. You can, sure, if you want. But I'm sitting here in a golf cart, no kids, absolutely zero kids, you know what I'm saying? Snacks, book, drink, other drink, and I'm just living the life while my husband's just out here hitting balls. So the next time your husband tells you, hey, I'm going golfing, you say I'm coming with you, because it is a 4-hour hangout break. Of course we're pissed that they're going because we're jealous. I was 100% jealous, and it's my husband's birthday, so I said, hey, I get the break too. I love you, but I'm coming with you. And we all just need to do that from now on.
I think it depends on the guy, because some guys want their alone time, but they also don't want to hurt your feelings. So if you push this on him, he ends up sacrificing his alone time. On the other hand, he might be a man that feels like he doesn't have enough time with you, and he would love for you to join him in a hobby. It might also be a social thing for him, so he might need that time with his friends. And he really doesn't want to be that one guy in the group that has to bring his wife. Am I right here, guys?
So I have recently discovered that my husband has an Instagram account, and he has been secretly taking pictures of the things that I crochet and posting them there. Look, this was my attempt at making a mouse. Not only, he named him Derby. He's naming the things that I crochet. He named him Derby because he's derpy. And he sits perched upon my charcuterie board. Are you freaking kidding me right now? Is that just not the cutest thing? Like,
this is another man doing things under the radar that shows appreciation for his wife. But not only that, he actually found a way to involve himself and have genuine interest in her hobby, which is quite literally what everyone desires in a relationship. And I bet you anything that based on this appreciation post from his wife, that she does the same for him. Imagine that, guys, coming together even though you have different interests and hobbies, but taking genuine interest in your loved one's interests. That sounds pretty good to me. If you're able to recognize the amazing things that come along with a man like this, but you're unable or unwilling to give him the things that he needs, you do not deserve that type of man. Because that is a man that will care about you more than anyone else has except for your parents. That is a man that will never play games. That is a man that is straightforward with you. He will tell you what he thinks. That is a man that is all in, and he will easily fall in love with you, even when you're not fully reciprocating everything that he's doing for you. And because of that, yeah, that man is likely to overthink things. So the greatest gift that you can give a man like this is to reassure him. Reassure him that he is what you want. Reassure him that he's doing everything that he should be doing in a relationship. Reassure him of your wants and needs. Reassure him that you would tell him if something was wrong. Because the bottom line is that he just doesn't know what to expect out of a relationship, and he needs that reassurance. It's not that hard. If you can't do that, you don't deserve him.
My friend's drink just got paid for by this guy, and the waitress came over and she was like, oh, those guys paid your bill, this and that, because look at her. Gorgeous, right? And she's sipping her margarita, amazing looking, beautiful. And then the guy came over and he was like, you're so beautiful. He didn't even ask for her number or anything. He just said, you're so beautiful, and walked away, and they left. And he didn't even say hello to me. He did pay for my drink too, but he didn't say hello. And I'm like, what am I, chopped liver? Or maybe it's because she's sitting there looking beautiful, drinking a margarita while I sat here eating hot chocolate like soup with the soup. At least he paid for it, but this is your sign to drink cocktails at a bar and not order a hot chocolate and look like a fool.
Men do not care what you're drinking. You could be sipping on a glass of milk and he would be interested in you if he's attracted to you. The bottom line is that he was attracted to your friend that's sitting across from you and he wanted to make it clear that he was interested in her and not you. But he was absolutely a gentleman and he paid for both of your drinks. Honestly, I think that this man made all of the right moves because he was kind but not pushy. He laid all of the groundwork for your friend to demonstrate some sort of reciprocal interest, and she obviously didn't. That's why he didn't push his phone number on her. Your friend either one, did the right thing because she wasn't interested, so she spoke to him and she was kind back and you guys just left it at that. Or two, she was actually interested and she failed to show the reciprocation, which in that case, she really missed out. But then this woman, the friend, still had something negative to say, and that was the fact that he didn't say hi to her. Lady, he bought your drink. That was him acknowledging you, but he doesn't want you two to get confused because he's interested in the woman across from you, not you.
So a couple weeks ago, I was texting a woman and she told me she was living with her parents. Which is, there's no shame in that. She said she's unemployed in between things, living with her parents. Same, like 2 sentences. She asked where I lived. I told her I rent a house. Verbatim, she said, "Ooh, men who don't own property are a red flag." Live from her parents' basement, she said this. I'm like, is it, like, don't you have a curfew? Like, what? At least I don't have to worry about waking up my parents if I bring somebody home. Like, what? I'm so sorry. Like, champagne taste on a beer budget, right? Again, no shame, but like...
This is just my PSA to all men that are at the grocery store thinking they need to hit on women. I'm not saying that, you know, I am hot or anything, but like a man just tried to hit on me in the grocery store. He followed me from aisle to aisle. Like, you're getting suspicious, sir. But unless you're trying to pay for my damn groceries, get the fuck out of my way. Because all I'm thinking about right now is how much this total is going to be. And I don't even have meat in the cart. I don't care about what you're up to. Unless you're trying to pay for these groceries, get away from me and stop being creepy. Like, it's just so annoying that you, as a female, can't even go to the grocery store. Like, I intentionally look the worst that I can look at the grocery store so people won't try to talk to me. But it never fails. There's always one creepy man, and he's trying to ask about my day. And, sir, I'm just trying to buy some groceries. Like, unless you're trying to give me the card or something, keep it moving.
I think where men get frustrated is that they know that her reaction would be completely different if she was attracted to that man. Because all you women come on here and you say you would love to meet a man in real life. Because you hate dating apps and you don't want men sliding into your DMs either. So I can understand how men are kind of left in a position of not knowing what the best thing is to do. Do they stay online so that they're not approaching somebody that is not attracted to them? Or do they gather up enough confidence and courage to approach somebody in person where he can better demonstrate who he is and his personality? Me personally, I think he continues to do that because while you're going to end up with women that reject you, and especially women like this that even need to make a story about it and they have to post a TikTok and be all dramatic about it, like she really went through a huge hassle over this guy approaching her. The bottom line is that I do think that this is the approach that men should take, because even if you don't find a woman like this that is wanting to date you, you do still build up your confidence and your ability to communicate will absolutely improve. And there is a chance that you could run into a woman who, you know, you pique her interest. And that's what you're looking for. So don't let women like this that have such a negative message hold you back from finding your wife.
I just need to know from a men's perspective, are y'all waiting on girls to talk to you first? Like, are you waiting on a girl to ask you want to date first? Because that's crazy to me. Like, when you're out in public and you're making eyes with a girl and you're like making it known that you're attracted to her, but you're not going to say something. How are you not going to say something? Where are the huevos? Where are the huevos these days? I feel like there's so many like times that guys want to say something to girls and they don't. Like, is there a guy watching this that can give us some insight? Like, why don't you just do it? Why don't you just do it? Are you scared? Are you waiting for her to say something first? I like my man to be assertive and dominant. If you want to say something to me, say something to me. I'll give you the opportunity. I'll put my phone down.
I don't know why so many women think that it's so easy to approach when they themselves start sweating over the thought of roles reversed. Just off the top of my head, 3 really easy reasons why it is difficult for a man to approach. Number 1, fear of rejection. Number 2, anxiety over what he actually says to you. And number 3, the situation is not ideal, like you're not alone. That's just 3, but there's like 100 more.
One thing being a single mom taught me is that I will never date a guy who has kids of his own. And a lot of people think I'm crazy for saying that. But if you're a single mom, like, you know exactly what I mean. If you know, you know.
First of all, this is one individual that is speaking to one of her dating preferences, which is very specific. That's fine. But I swear to God, when she comes back on here 2 months from now and she makes a video saying, I can't find a good man, where are all the good men? You eliminated probably 80% of those men, especially if you're in your 30s and you're dating. As a single mom, and I can say this because I used to be one, you have such an advantage over other women when it comes to a man that has kids. Because you can empathize, you can understand what he's going through, especially with co-parenting. You can step into an appropriate role with those kids, which can be such a blessing to them. And believe me, all of the empathy and the efforts will come back to you tenfold. Secondly, I hope you're ready for all the people to point out the double standard. And then lastly, this is almost a PSA for everyone. You can have dating preferences. It doesn't mean that you need to broadcast it.
Your man comes home and he's hungry. Would you wake up and make him a meal?
No. Hell no, he can be independent. Be independent. No, he makes me a meal. What the?
I hear your answer.
I mean, I'm happily married. I'd make him a meal.
You'd make it?
Thanks, man. No, take it back. I'll make the meal. I'll make the meal.
Oh, that woman spoke so loudly without even raising her voice. This is where a lot of women, they get it wrong nowadays because they think that they have to demand respect from a man and that if she does something that's just kind and nice and giving, that she is lowering herself in order to do that. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Because the bottom line is that good relationships that are long lasting, women will do this for their man and men will do this for their woman. It is all about reciprocal effort, and that can look like different things. Like maybe the man doesn't always make her food in reciprocation of her making him food, but maybe in reciprocation he always fills her gas tank, or he always unloads the dishwasher, or he always takes out the trash. It's all about balance without keeping tally.
It turns out I actually may be the problem. I've been on 3 dates with this guy, and he is perfect. He is a doctor. He is attractive. He is 6'4", and he likes me. And he's from the South, and he has this cute little accent, but he has all the same beliefs in me, and we agree on everything, and I am not into him at all. At all. Not even a little bit. Don't even care. Not even a little bit. 3 dates, and I was like, all right, I gotta cut this man off because now it's like I can't keep leading him on, and I can't keep going through this. I don't like him. It might be me because on paper, this man is everything. On paper, this man is perfect, and I am not into it. I'm just not. He's too nice. I don't know. I don't know. It may be me. I may be the problem. I think it's me.
I was totally on your side until the very end. Because you're self-aware, you seem to know what you want. You were not nitpicking some sort of thing that was giving you the ick. You gave it 3 dates. But look, you lost me. You lost me when you said that the man was too nice. Because that is the worst, most frustrating thing that you can say about a man. Especially when it's in a video that you're posting that a lot of men are going to see. Because that means that they can check all the boxes. They can even be super attractive, super tall. They can be successful. But if they're too nice, he's not going to get the girl. I implore women to stop using this phrase and actually label the behaviors that he is doing that is making you less attracted to him. Because nice guy to some people would include saying thank you or opening the door for you. Nice guy syndrome qualities that women have a problem with is where a guy doesn't stand up for himself. He lets everyone walk all over him. There is a difference between those two, and I just want men to hear that from more and more women, please.
Well, at least it seems like she's taking some sort of accountability. I wish you luck out there.
Sorry, not to be a hater, but the male loneliness epidemic, who cares? Literally. What are you guys going to do now? Pew pew up a bunch of schools? You already do that. You're going to unalive your wife and kids? You already do that. You're going to terrorize nations? Already do it. Start a war? Did it. Destroyed economies? Did it. Destroyed democracies? Doing it now. We're not afraid. And now you guys are just lonely and we're still not afraid. So, sorry. Male loneliness epidemic.
Fortunately, there are women that care. There's enough women out there that have good men in their lives, which are most men. Most men are good men. And honestly, that is exactly why men are not in your comment section trying to defend themselves. Because they don't need to. They would much rather leave you alone. Because there is one thing I know. Every single man out there would choose to not have an intimate relationship with a woman rather than deal with a woman like this in their lives. Unfortunately, a woman like this is not going to feel the full effect of that until 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years down the line. Because she holds hate in her heart for an entire gender. She has no empathy for them. This might sound harsh, but as she gets older and her outside starts to look more and more like her inside, less and less are going to be interested in interacting with her.
Number one is that you need to be making at least $130K a year. And you need to have at least 2 side hustles. If you cannot make $130K or more, then you are out of my league. How do you expect to give me money for my kids if you only make $50K a year? You have to have at least 3 cars under your name. Your second car has to have 8 seats because I have 3 kids. Oh, I want them to be comfortable whenever we go with you on a trip or something. You want me to come with you? I'm gonna bring my kids, and you need to have enough space for my kids. So that's why I require you to have an SUV and a vehicle of your own if you're gonna be dating me. Another requirement is that you have to have a property under your name, and you have to be looking into getting your second property. You have to get a home that has 6 rooms because each of my kids have to be in their own room.
I really wish I wasn't the first one to say this, but this is delusional. This is exactly what men are talking about when they want to know what a woman brings to the table. Because what does this woman bring except for financial burden? But not only that, but it is very clear that she will be an emotional burden because she is labeling these things as expectations. She expects all of them. They are requirements. Because even if she met a man and got into a relationship with someone that was willing to give her all of these things, which we all know she won't, he would not be appreciated. He would have to continue to do these things over and over and over again. And then once he finally broke, guess who's taking half of his stuff? This is why in today's day and age, no man is going to settle for this.
Anybody else's boyfriend makes 3 racks of ribs on a Monday after he works and churro cheesecake cookies. Can I have a cookie?
Rachel is the first one that has to get one because she wanted them. She's in bed.
Rachel's our 6-year-old daughter.
Yeah, and I made those cookies because she wanted me to, and I wanted her to feel special. So she gets to have the first one, so she feels special. You can't have one.
That makes sense. That's very nice.
This is so messed up because that dad spent time making something special for his daughter and the mom knowingly gets in the way of it by stealing a cookie. And let's be clear, it's not because she really wanted a cookie. She could have made her own cookies or gone to the store. The mom did this intentionally, which indicates that she wanted to prevent that moment, that core memory of her daughter feeling unconditional love from her father.
Okay, I am the problem. I went on a date with this guy and he was like, it's getting late. Do you want to come back to my place? And I was like, sure, but I'm not going to sleep with you. Like, that's not happening. And he was like, that's totally fine. Just come over. And I was like, cool. So I go to his place. He respects my wishes. He's so nice. He cuddles me all night. And I'm like, Are you gay? Like what? And like I just wanted him to like try, and then for me to be like, no, you know what I mean? I wasn't gonna sleep with him. I feel ugly. This is what.
That is a woman that wanted to validate herself by rejecting that man. So when he didn't play her game, she was left frustrated. And the bottom line is that she just told on herself in a very real way. This is genuinely scary, and men should be very cautious of this type of woman.
My husband is mad at me because he walked in and he saw that I'm making breakfast, and I told him that this was for me and my daughter, and that if he wanted some, he needed to cook for himself. I told him I was not going out of my way to make breakfast for him. This is only for me and my daughter. Like, if you're that hungry, there's a McDonald's down the street, or there's eggs in the fridge and there's bacon, and you can make it yourself. He's acting like this not cooking for him thing is brand new. I gave him a list of things that I don't do the day that we got married, and he was okay with it. So what's the problem now? I told him, if you don't want to cook, you could wait and see if there's any leftovers. If there's leftovers, go ahead and eat. If there's no leftovers, then I'm sorry, you're gonna have to figure it out. But I am not gonna cook for you. It's not my job to cook for you. I'm sorry. And then on top of that, I'm doing scrambled eggs. He wants a fried egg. No, I'm sorry. That's too much work for me. I'm not gonna do it. Plus, he's so picky with his food that he might as well just cook it himself. So like that, he doesn't have nothing to complain about.
Tell me you don't like your husband without telling me you don't like your husband. Because at that point, you're in the middle of cooking. Like, it really doesn't take that much effort to add a little bit more food to the pan. Even if it's just a fried egg, like after you take out the scrambled eggs from the same pan, just oil it up and then throw in one more egg. It blows my mind that people really are being treated this way within a relationship. Because while I do believe that there are healthy dynamics where one person takes care of their stuff and the other person takes care of their stuff, how are you showing each other that you love each other if you're not doing things for each other? That doesn't mean that you do what you want to do for that person. That means that you do what they want you to do for them. But unfortunately, I think what's happening for a lot of women is an overcorrection. They have traditionally taken on the role in the kitchen, and now there's some women out there that are absolutely refusing anything to do with the kitchen. Even if it's feeding their children, I mean, at least this lady is cooking for her children. But could we all see this potentially, ladies, as an overcorrection that you can show love to your man by cooking him something? Just a thought.
I'm moving in with my boyfriend soon. He's been single for 5 years before meeting me. Let me show you all the things that need to change in this place to make this spot a little bit more gender neutral. Starting off with this. Gotta go. Black rug, gotta go. Another black rug. Black, black, black. Everything is black. Black. I'm not walking all the way over there, but black. When men move in, it's like the only thing that they can use is black. Because to them, that's the only manly thing. Look. Black, black, black. Are we surprised?
Look, most men are not going to care if you just want to change the color of their rugs or sheets or towels when you move in, as long as it's a color that you're both agreeing on. But all too many times, women will make the mistake of eliminating all of the decorations. But he decorated in that way, and he used those items because he likes them. So there needs to be some sort of communication and compromise. He doesn't want to feel like his girlfriend moves in and he has to eliminate everything about him, everything that he likes.
Honestly, I don't even think he's decorating. I think he's just not worried about that sort of stuff. I'm not trying to say that decorating isn't important, because it does a fantastic job at lifting the space up, making it look and feel like a home. But to guys who focus on the necessities, that's not a necessity. I need a towel. Here's a towel. Doesn't matter. And black, you know, a lot of women would choose black to go to a lot of these events because it makes you look slimmer, sleeker. It has a certain appeal to it. Maybe that's what black looks like in a lot of men's homes, right? Black car looks great, fantastic color, just timeless. Did you ever think about that? And number one, number two, instead of showing the world and complaining about it, how about just go to the store and get some stuff? Instead of trying to embarrass him and put him out on Front Street for women in the comments to laugh at him. And I know it's probably a joke. I get it. But too oftentimes we see this type of stuff coming from a lot of women. Instead of just celebrating, So what's so wrong about that?
All right, I need y'all to settle the argument for me before I get a divorce. So I'm making some chicken tenders on the grill, right? It's me, my wife, her daughter, my daughter. They don't like barbecue sauce. She's furious. She's pissed off at me right now because something to do with the way this chicken looks. Can somebody tell me? She's like, so this is the one you made for you and your daughter, and this is the one you made for me and my daughter. And I'm like, yeah, this is why I put barbecue sauce on this one because you guys said you don't like barbecue sauce. See, this is like the last couple pieces that'll go there to make the piles just as big. But she's like, you don't see anything wrong with this. And I'm like, what should I see wrong with it? I see 2 piles of chicken. Mine and my daughters have barbecue sauce because we like that, and yours don't because you got. What did I do wrong? Okay, real quick, now that the rest of the tenders are off, their pile actually looks bigger, in my opinion, which I don't know. She won't tell me what is wrong. She just keeps saying, you can't tell me what's wrong with this. You can't look at this and tell me what's wrong with this. This is one you made for us, and that's the one you made for you. And you. Like, what did I do wrong?
Oh, this poor man is so frustrated. I think what's going on is that her and her daughter's chicken doesn't look as good as yours and your daughter's chicken. The big debate that's going on in the comments is who is in the wrong. In my opinion, it would have been nice for him to take that extra step and marinate that chicken in a different flavor or season it differently instead of just leaving it plain. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it should have been expected of him. She's in the wrong for getting upset over her expectation, and definitely in the wrong for then stonewalling him because she won't actually say the words to tell him what is wrong. But then he's in the wrong for putting this on social media. They're both in the wrong. They just need to say sorry and remember that they don't need to get a divorce over chicken tenders.
With the way my dating life is going right now, I feel like I'm gonna be single for a long time. Like a long time. I literally just cannot stand. I cannot stand these vanilla ass men. You're boring. You don't intrigue me. And at this point, I'm like losing faith in all men. I just feel like they all want one thing. And if that's what you want, I'm the wrong. Go somewhere else. I cannot tell another man what I like to do on my free time. I can't do it. And I don't give my attention to anybody. And when I'm finally like, oh, like he's cute, like let me talk to him. You're boring. You're boring. You suck.
How do you think men feel when they're typically the ones pulling all of the weight, and in response, they get one-worded responses, 2-hour gaps in conversation, and 0 initiation? The bottom line is that a lot of men today feel like it is pulling teeth to get to know a woman. So if you as a woman don't even want to talk about your hobbies, yet you're telling men that they're too vanilla, they're boring. I'm sorry, is he the only one that's supposed to bring joy and excitement to your life, but you don't provide anything back to him?
Men, if you're out shopping for anything and you see a woman that just keeps popping up, she's not just popping up for no reason. That girl is stalking you. She is hoping to God that you will say something. She's attracted to you. Say hi.
He probably doesn't care because, for one, he's not shopping for a girlfriend. He's literally shopping for something else, and he's just busy trying to find that something else, and then he wants to get out of there. 2, if you're the one interested in him and you can't even just say hi, because you could literally say anything to a man to show that you're interested in him and to start a conversation. But the fact that you can't do that, it doesn't bode well for a potential relationship where you're unable to communicate things to him. He would rather cross out that potential relationship. Lastly, 3, he's not falling for it. He does not believe you. He has been trained to believe in, quite honestly, the opposite, that women are not interested in him, because he doesn't want to fall into the trap of misinterpreting a woman's actions and thinking that she's interested in him when she isn't. And then he could be labeled a creep, which is interesting because it's her that's the stalker, not him.
There's just something about men sleeping in that I can't stand. Like, I get it, I'm the problem, whatever. But like, as a man, why are you still asleep? You should be outside mowing the lawn. And you know what? I want to blame my dad because, dude, if my dad worked at 8 a.m., he would wake up at 4 in the morning. He had this whole routine. He would pray, read the Bible, take a shower, take forever doing his hair, whatever. And my dad always wakes up early and he's always getting into something, right? Doing the randomest things like fixing the garage or freaking he'll find something. So I just cannot, I don't know. Wake up. Why are you all dainty still laying in bed? Why are you still sleeping? Get up. Go.
To
took my husband to the park today.
Can't stop. I need an adult. Feeling the wind in me sail. Yar, parkour.
Get with you. Oh, babe. Oh, babe. Oh, okay. Slow down. Don't hurt yourself. Babe. Oh, my gosh.
I've got that thing before.
It's got wheels.
Yeah. Yeah. Be careful, please.
Come again. Again.
Nice.
Parkour.
If a man can be this way around you, where he is just childlike and full of joy, that is a man that feels like you bring him peace. I mean, he could be drowning in work. He could feel like he has zero downtime. He could be in the middle of trying to figure out how to pay his car loan. Yet he's so happy when he's with you. That is because of the love and positivity you bring each other.
I need to know, is there like any guys left that like believe in like opening the car door for a girl, you know, being there for her, supporting her, being loyal? Is there any guys that can be loyal anymore? Or any guys that just want the girl they are with and not multiple other girls? I need to know, is there any of y'all left? Because I cannot find them anywhere.
Short answer is yes, these good men do exist. It's just that most of them are either married or in long-term relationships that they are loyal to, or they're just single. They're either working or they're hanging out at home because they haven't been able to find a woman that appreciates a good man, a woman that wants a partner rather than just another guy to financially support her. And yeah, these are the men that if they were in relationships, they would absolutely be chivalrous. They would open the door for you. They would absolutely be loyal because honestly, you're gonna have a hard time convincing them to not be single. They're definitely not going to want to be double not single by having like more than one woman in his life.
What is up with these older men that do not want to commit? They're pushing 40. They don't know what they want. They're balding. They act like they can get a stallion. But sweetie, know that your next date is going to be from the nursing home.
I don't know when we're finally going to realize that that man pushing 40 can absolutely admire a woman, but when that woman takes him for granted, that man is going to be gone. Because trust me, he's already experienced that one-sided relationship where his love and affection was not appreciated. And at that point, that man has decided that he is better off seeking somebody else, forming a relationship potentially with somebody else, and even if he believes that he's going to have a hard time finding that somebody else, he knows that being single is more peaceful. This is not because of commitment issues. It is because he saw your red flags, and that man pushing 40, he is in his prime. What a lot of women don't realize is that him being almost 40 is very similar to women in their 20s. They have the most options they ever will have. So when he starts to see the red flags, he's just done. He's gone.
This is embarrassing. What time is it? What time is it? 12:44 and you're laying in bed? Go to work. Do something. Go build something. That's an ick right there. I walked in and you're just laying in bed like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory's grandpa. Get up. Get up. Get on your Zoom. I'm about to Zoom over there. Kick you in the head.
Let this be a reminder, men, that there are women out there that will always and forever have a problem with a man relaxing. Because a man could work 10 hours, he could remodel a bathroom, he could build a deck, all in a day, and that still could not justify that man sitting down to relax. These men, they know their own work ethic, so when you come at them with your opinions, they don't care. That man doesn't care. He's literally laughing at his wife having a crash out and then records it and posts it. I normally say you shouldn't post these sorts of real relationship dynamics on social media, but I gotta make an exception for this one.
My father said, don't you worry, child.
Yo, this feels like a movie.
Yeah, your hubby looks like he's having a blast. Honestly, I think this is so disrespectful, especially putting this up on social media. But on top of that, she is being active in her comments section saying that she hopes she stands a chance. almost as if she gets this video to be viral enough that she will gain the attention of her hall pass. But what is hilarious is that it has actually backfired, and there's a lot of women in her comment section asking if her hubby can be their hall pass. And I don't think she saw that coming, because she's not responding to any of those comments. The fact is that she better start appreciating what she has before it's gone.
Does anybody else think it's weird that women can expect things from men, but men can't expect anything from women? Like, I seriously want you to stop and think about one thing that it's socially acceptable for a man to expect from a woman. Like, can you think of a tangible thing where if I got on here and I was like, hey, I think in a relationship that women should blah, 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 that wouldn't be problematic or red pill? Because from what I notice, it's like, it's okay if a woman expects men to pay for dates, but that man can't expect the woman to put out. It's okay if women expect men to pay all their rent, but if he expects her to cook and clean, he's a filthy misogynist. Women can expect a man to facilitate an environment in which they can become a stay-at-home mother. However, that man cannot expect her to become a stay-at-home mother. Like, do you see what I'm getting at here? Personally, I don't think anybody should expect anything from anybody. However, the hypocrisy is crazy to me. And the lack of acknowledgement in the hypocrisy just confuses me. It's like we have certain demographics here who are listing their expectations, but not being willing to deliver anything whatsoever.
Say it louder for the women in back. That's definitely gonna get me in trouble. In all seriousness, this is what's so frustrating for so many men out there, because they're either trying to find a life partner through all of this stuff, all of the double standards, all of the negativity towards men in general right now. The fact that so many women would pick the bear over a man. Or they've decided to just stay single. They've decided to remove themselves from the game. And let me just say that out of this group of guys that have decided to remain single, there's two subgroups. The one subgroup that is the large majority is the group of guys that are just silent about it. They've removed themselves silently from the dating world. But yet you hear about the smaller subgroup of men that are angry and they're putting out content. They're leaving the comments. But what women fail to realize is that this is a smaller subgroup. Most men out there are just so frustrated over these double standards. And if while being single, they've discovered peace and sanity, they're going to stay there. They are choosing peace over this craziness. Guys, this guy, he messed up. If you get asked out by a woman, you guys gotta, I don't care if you want to go or not, you gotta take one for the team and say yes. Because we have been trying to get more women to ask men out. Guys, it's a joke. Like, of course, if you don't want to go out on the date, don't go out if you're not interested in her or if you're already taken. But in all seriousness, I think that this is real, raw, true reaction from a woman because she can't tolerate the rejection. And that's just rejection. Like, men get it all the time. Plus they get put down and insulted or being made fun of. It's not fun, especially when like their worst fear happens, which is being called a creep. That kind of thing absolutely does impact their ability to approach the next time. Ladies, please really show your interest. Come up to the guy, say something. You don't even need to ask them out necessarily. Just approach him and say your name. That's it.
Pouting. And what does she immediately do? Turn on the camera, record it, and post it to TikTok. So women can jump in her his loss. His loss. How dare him? He's probably not even that cute anyway. And all that other nonsense, man.
Have a little look later.
In order to save you guys the pain of having to watch this, that man also gives her a bottle of raspberry vodka because she loves raspberry. And then also a chocolate orange egg because it's around Easter. So I feel like I have to state the obvious. He deserves better because this is a man that puts very clear effort, time, thought into gifts for his girlfriend. Even if he had $100,000 in the bank and he was willing to spend like $2,000 on her gift, these gifts, the ones that he picked that each one had meaning from, that would mean more. And honestly, I think that there are way too many women in real life off of social media that don't get influenced by everything on social media and all of their friends saying, oh, what did he get you? And comparing to each other. There is enough of those women for him to go find one of those. And that's what that man deserves.
Tell me why my husband gets home for lunch. I'm like, you want anything to eat? I can make you something. Anything you want to munch on? He goes, peanut butter and jelly. I want peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Like, this man could have asked for anything. I would have made him anything he wanted. We have leftovers. We have chicken and pasta. We have
burritos that I can smother in queso. He's like, no. PB&J. What a man. I mean, I'm not complaining. It's easy. It makes my job easy. I don't mind it. It's just funny. Like, I'm literally at your beck and call, and he's all, go make me a sandwich, woman.
It's really this simple, ladies, because it's not about what is actually in the sandwich that makes it taste good. It is the level of effort and care from the person that you love making you something and handing it to you, combined with the fact that peanut butter and jelly sandwiches are consistently delicious. I dare say that everyone has at least one memory that really stands out about a peanut butter and jelly sandwich that was given to them and how delicious it was. I have two. One was when I was in high school. It was a full day of cheerleading competition that I had participated in, and my mom finally showed up with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I was starving and it was so good. The second was when I gave birth to my now 19-month-old daughter. The hospital kitchen was closed, and so I couldn't get anything to eat, and her dad went out and got a Uncrustable for me. He found that like in the little kitchen at the nurse's station, and I had never even had an Uncrustable before. It was so delicious, and it was just from the effort of him going out and get it. And plus, you know, I had just like labored for a while and was in terrible pain, but there's just something about it, ladies. Like, I'm serious. If you really want your way to a man's heart, just do something like this. There are many men right now that don't think relationships are worth it because they're being told to give, and be the emotional support for that partner. But they better not ask for reciprocation, especially with the emotional piece. Women, this is the problem, because wouldn't you rather have a man that is healthy in all aspects of his life, including emotionally? Well, to be that way, he needs to be able to express his emotions. So some of y'all just need to pull up your big girl pants and realize that men are human. They have emotions. Thank you. Goodbye.
Good boy.
That was the only right move by that man, because this is my theory. My theory, I can tell by the tone of her voice that it was very unnatural for her to say good boy to this man. This man is not used to that. He is probably used to being the one to say good girl, if you know what I mean. Like, there's certain dynamics in a relationship. Both dynamics can work, but I don't think that this was the natural course of things for her to say good boy. Now, for whether it was for the video to post on social media, it probably was, or if it was some sort of like relationship test, I think that both are possible. And if you guys are getting this in your real life, it's probably not for a video. That woman that's doing this to you, she's testing you. And if I know anything about you guys, you do not like to be tested. Hence, again, why his reaction is golden. Do not accept it. However, the beer didn't deserve it.
Clock in. Okay, go build a house.
Maybe it's because that man is tired from working a full-time job plus overtime. This day and age, both men and women are tired. They both have a lot on their plates. So to have this backwards line of thought where he can't even sleep in one day or dare not even take a nap. Well, if it's the other way around, if it's you sleeping in or you taking a nap, well, it's because you're tired and you're working hard and you have a ton on your plate. Him, on the other hand, he's just being lazy. Sounds like a double standard, which apparently you recognize on some sort of level because you say, I know, I am the problem. But to breeze over that so quickly and then tell a man what he should be doing instead of sleeping in, I don't think it's registering. And a lot of men, too many men experience this time and time again in their relationships. They feel like they cannot rest. They have to be constantly doing something. Then you ladies are surprised that after that relationship crumbles and they end up like in a divorce, those men don't want to be in a relationship again. They just want their single peacefulness.
And you know what? I'm actually glad that she pointed out that her dad would get up at 4 o'clock and find something to do. He might be fixing a garage or finding something or getting into something. Exactly. And women continue to tell men they don't do anything in a relationship. Well, I cook, I clean, I take the kids over here, I have this on my schedule, and I do this, and you've heard it. What do men do? They don't do anything. Oh, you got to do the car? How long is that? How often does that happen? My dad is always getting into something. He's always just doing something. Fixing the garage, working here, doing this, doing that. Something, once again, a lot of women never really truly realize. They're too focused on what they got going on to recognize that a man doesn't really have a set schedule. It's whatever needs to be done. So while I can tell you, well, yeah, I can take out the trash, Yeah, I can mow the lawn, and yeah, I can get the cars fixed. I can do all of that. But outside of that, my job, my purpose, I don't really have a job description. It's whatever needs to be done in order to make the house protected and secure. Oh, well, if it's whatever, then why don't you help with these dishes? Are you going to help out with the lawn? No. Are you going to help out fixing this garage? I bet your mom wasn't doing it. No, absolutely not. Are you going to help out with that car? No. All you're going to do is drive it into the garage that he just fixed. Oh, the car is making a sound. What kind of sound? And then all of a sudden you don't know how to speak. You don't know how to say anything. It's just some weird sound. You see, this is what happens. You see how this spins off into a lot of different other things? This is what happens. When women say, oh, you didn't know anything about your friend? He's getting married and you don't know nothing about him for 20 years. You don't know anything about him after 20 years? Do you know what kind of sound that car was making? No. How was the garage? What did the garage look like? You said it was broken. I need to know. Answer. Hey, what you need the tools? What kind of tools do you need? You don't know. Well, what does it look like? Well, I don't know. Just a screw, just something. You see how that works? You see how different sides have different things? And you're not as smart as you think you are? Oh, I got an education. I got a PhD. I get it. I get it. I'm telling you, I get it. I get it. But you're not as smart as you think that you are. Period. You guys, as you're sitting on there in the middle of the day, recording, just relaxing, saying the man can't relax. He got to get into something. It spins off into so many things. This is what a parent might do to a child. Have y'all remember when your parent call you in the room and say, get that remote from all the way over on the other side of the house? And you come in there and be like, man, why don't you just get up and get it yourself? Why don't you just get up and do it yourself? That's what you look like right now. This is what a lot of women are doing to men, treating men like. Calling them from all over the place, come and save me, come and do this for me, come and all that other nonsense. And men are tired of being involved in that nonsense. It's a bunch of foolishness is what it is. And you get up, oh, I'm the problem. Then shut up about it. Be quiet about it. If you know you're about to say something silly, don't put it out there. And you wonder why you're having struggles with men. Am I in the wrong? Yes, you are. You're a nuisance. That word is not ascribed to y'all enough. Y'all are not accepting that word enough. You're being a nuisance. Why don't you go get a life instead of recording a TikTok?